Hey everyone, welcome to another Anime Kingdom discussion and review. This one is on episode 13, the final and last episode of Musaigen no Phantom World. And actually, this episode was really enjoyable. This episode and the last episode, I've actually really enjoyed. And I'm just sitting here wondering, why couldn't they just have the whole season like this? Seriously, why all that random stuff? Sure, some of it was funny, but why couldn't they just have a main plot storyline like these last two episodes had? I really don't understand, because if they did, it would have been a really good, anime, a really good season for this. But before I start, rambling on talking about my review of the overall season, let's talk about what happened in this episode. So first off, Haruhiko, it's pretty sad for him. Obviously, he lost his powers. Rudu is completely different, and his mom's in the hospital. So, yeah, things aren't looking good for them. Enigma's still out there. Now has Haruhiko's power. Pretty dangerous power, if you ask me. That's why, you always wonder why Haruhiko is, he has this pretty cool power, but he's definitely has not been shown as, the strongest or really the main character. Even though he is the main character, really. Until finally in this episode. Happy about that. But before we get to that part, what happens, we get to see a couple funny parts, to be honest. Autobrecto pretty much is a hacking wizard. Poor Haruhiko has been trying to fix that dang thing. Finally, that thing has come to use, that one thing that they found before. And they were able to hack into the system, find out that that company, I forget what the name is, the researching one for phantoms. Yeah, they're creating enhanced phantoms. Seriously, every time in an anime or a TV show or any a book, a story, there's always some idiot that's let's create a stronger monster. That's a good idea. Oh no, it's free. We're screwed. It's seriously, come on, why? Of course, they do mention why, they were thinking a whole bunch of things, test subjects, military, all this kind of things. It's just since there's no laws for the phantoms, they're hey, let's do this, and oh no, we made this thing too strong now. Good job, guys. But yeah, after that we get, pretty much Haruhiko is, useless in a way. He wants to help, he wants to go in. He even tries to act cool by saying you know what, you guys stay here, I'm gonna go in alone. And it was pretty funny seeing what are you thinking, grabbing his face blah, 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 you don't care about what others feel. It was pretty funny, to be honest. But then of course the action was pretty good in this one, seeing everyone fight, Enigma. And then at the very end we find out Haruhiko's powers, actually he created Rudu. And we see what, that he created her because, of course, the first story that he loved from his mom that he found out in the book, it had Rudu on it. That's pretty much where he got her from. And he ends up, I guess he created her, and that's why she changes, because he changes, because she's a manifestation of him, pretty much, his other side. And of course, the only way to get his powers back is a kiss. So the one kiss, even though I loved, I always saw this chemistry between him and Mai. I always wanted something to happen. Of course, nothing ended up. We see throughout the episode that she does worry about him and care about him. And there's a couple moments, that one moment she was holding on to him, and it looked oh my gosh, are they gonna kiss? And then she starts oh, let's go, blah blah blah, and oh. And of course the one kiss we get is, guess what? Him and Rudu. Really? I mean, it was pretty funny, but come on. Of course they end up kissing. Haruhiko finally becomes a badass. Seriously, he summons his thing, his summons, and they're super strong, super cool looking. And I'm over here there's the main character, there's the badass Haruhiko, and of course they end up destroying Enigma, and it was pretty dang cool, to be honest, seeing that whole scene. And then the whole season, the episode ends with him and his mom, and actually I really felt the feels in that one. I kind of teared up. It was a nice, sweet, cute moment between him and his mom and everything. And then of course, now it ends with an open, oh, now they're doing this whole thing, they're doing their own thing now. He's pretty popular. You saw the beach girls or whatever their names are kind of on him, oh yeah, hey, and he's just yeah, I know, I'm a badass now. But of course, you belong to my, don't do that. But yeah, overall this episode had like everything that I wanted in the entire season. So now I'll talk about the entire season overall. My review of it, what would I give it out of 10? Sorry, I'm still going to give it a 6 out of 10. The last 2 episodes could not fix it. It was an okay anime. It had some funny moments throughout the whole season. Like everything was just random funniness, which is okay for some. But for me, I wanted a main storyline, a plot of some sort, instead of just like, oh, let's do this, random that. It's like, come on. Why put these at the very end when you could have done it throughout the whole season? Like after the intro episode, I thought we were going to get some main story plot or something. We didn't. We finally do at the last 2 episodes. The third one, the last the episode 10 kind of had something, you know, towards what went into this with, you know, Haruhiko and his mom, and, you know, the my moments and everything, his whole thing, his whole dilemma. And that's why it came into fruition when they saw the mom, which ended up being Enigma. But it made sense in that going into this. So it's kind of, you can kind of say the last 3 episodes in a way were really good towards a main plot, a main storyline. And I'm just over here wondering, like, man, they really could have, like, if they just had all the whole season like this, these 2 episodes, I would have honestly really enjoyed this anime. But instead, they flopped and decided, let's just throw some stupid random crap out. Not stupid, because some of it was funny, but it was just completely random and had no main premise going on throughout the whole thing until this very end. And it makes me wonder why they did that. Why didn't they decide to, you know, do what they did in these 2 episodes? Because honestly, these 2 episodes made the season for me. At first, I was literally thinking before episode 10, before episode 11, episode 10 was still kind of junk. So 11, 12, and 13. Before that, I was like, man, I kind of want to just drop this show. And then finally, episode 11 came out. I enjoyed it. Episode 12 came out. I really enjoyed it. And this one, really, it makes me feel like, man, that was pretty good. If only they did it for the whole season, you know? But hey, that's why I'm only giving it a 6. It did have the animation. KyoAni always does make these great animation. I love the animation of these characters. I did enjoy, you know, learning some of the characters. I did like the characters overall. And the comedy was decent. It was pretty funny throughout most of it, but it didn't have a main story until the very end. Something that really completed the anime. For some reason they decided not to, but yeah, that's really all I gotta say. If I keep talking, I'm gonna end up rambling about they should have done this, they should have done that. Come on, why didn't they do this? You know. But overall, I'm still giving it a 6 out of 10. It was enjoyable in certain points, and the very end was literally awesome. I did enjoy it, but it's one of those animes that I'm happy that there's no second season. I'm happy that it ended already. Good ending, at least. It went out with a bang, if I had to say so myself. But yeah, I'm happy it's done. I can stop watching this because, yeah. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Anime Kingdom discussion and review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So this is the last anime I have for this season. So till the next season, guys. Till next time. See ya.